Hello my friends and welcome back. I'm Chisco Gaming, and in today's video, sponsored by the makers of Whiteout Survival, I want to talk about the two latest pets that we got and give you a bunch of data about pet upgrades that you can make so that you can plan accordingly. Because very recently we got our second round of pets. They're now at the rare tier. It's the Titan Roc and the giant tapir. And I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Tapir? I think it's tapir, right? Anyways, these pets both have some really cool effects. And in case you missed my other pet video, pets do a lot of really cool things for you. They give you a way to get a bunch of stats. You can see that we've got attack and defense. They give you a way to get lethality and health. And they also give you a really cool effect in the form of skills. Now, the two new skills that you'll get in the next round of pets, okay, the second round, is first of all, a combat-related ability, making it so that after you activate this ability, for 2 hours, you're going to reduce enemy health by a percentage. Now, it's not like insane, but I assume that like before you go and do either the bear trap, you want to pop this. Before you go into foundry, you want to pop this. Before you do castle battle, you want to pop this, okay? So this is the sort of first combat ability that you get your hands on. And by the way, this starts at a base of 1.5% and tops out at 5%. Now, if I pop this ability now, I'm kind of curious if this is a multiplicative effect. I think it ultimately will be, like other debuffs, but let me know down below in the comments. I'm going to pop it. We're about to have the bear trap anyways. This is fine. And I need to do something that's going to generate a report for me. Actually, this may be a problem. If I hit something, will it generate a report? I don't know that it does actually give me detailed stats. GG. I wanted to go look into a report and find out. Anyways, I'll update the pinned comment either way. So while we go and swing at that, and I heal up some troops over here, let's go and talk about the other option, okay? You can reduce enemy health. The one that I think, like, most people will go and prioritize is actually the other pet. In fact, I think this is one of the top pet priorities for most people. Maybe not the biggest pay-to-win players, but the tapir is going to make it so you get pet food. Every 23 hours, you're getting pet food. That is outstanding. When maxed out, you're looking at 500 pet food every 23 hours. Now look, it's not a ton, but it's just every 24 hours, you're getting loot, which seems pretty good to me, okay? So I can go, if I want, and actually advance this guy. Ooh, I actually, because I've been getting so much pet food, can do a couple of upgrades over here. And what I want to point out is in part that these new pets at the rare level give more stats. In fact, if we look, this is a level 40. This is a level 40. They are rares. But a level 40 at the N tier, the not special designation. What does the N stand for? Nice. Anyways, whatever. Jokes aside, you get less stats at the same level. So the more rare the pet is, the more stats you get for the exact same level. You can see this is a level 50 pet, but it's the lowest level of rarity, the cave hyena. Whereas you're actually getting more stats weirdly at level 40 on your more rare pet, okay? So that's important to keep in mind that as you're feeding these pets, not only can you advance them as we can go and do here, let's advance this guy for my pet food, okay? Oh, wait, stop. You should do this in alignment with quests. I was about to just do this for funsies. I feel like there's got to be some quests I can do that'll align with this. But every day that I haven't done this, I'm missing out on 50 pet food. So I guess there's a push-pull there. I'm kind of inclined to just do it, but I'm going to be mad at myself for not looking at the events. So I'm going to take a step back, look at the events, try to figure out if I should save for that. Because we actually have SVS prep right around the corner, which is insane. I know that's not what this video is about, but a lot of you are subscribed to the channel just to kind of like follow the journey, and I appreciate that very much. But we've got right over here, State of Power matchmaking phase coming up. So that's going to be kind of exciting. I'll talk more about that in a future video. Anyways, on the topic of these pets and their sort of priorities, I would say the priority goes toward, first and foremost, most likely getting your building speed boost. Because if you're low on speed ups, and aren't we all, getting the building speed is really outstanding. From there, I feel like prioritizing pet food is probably my number 2. My number 3 is probably, for most people, right, going to be over here, getting your value from free stamina Okay, your free cans of tuna, so to speak. From there, it's a little bit of a toss-up. Depending on how badly you need resources, you could go for the burden bearer to get resources faster. Okay, basically you get a free pull on a resource node and you get everything instantly for the next one you go to. But I feel like Razorbeak is probably the better pick for anyone who's not resource constrained. That's a really solid pick because now you've got a combat related choice. Okay, and we can go get a look, by the way, to see. Did I go and get any kind of report? I probably did not get... Oh, do I get a way to see my stats? Oh, do I? I do. Aha. Okay, good. And there it is. So anything that shows up over here is a multiplier to the enemy's stats, typically. So I think this health reduction is actually a bigger deal than meets the eye because it's not going to take a target from like 500% health to 400, 97 and a half. Oh my God, brain, keep it together. I think it's going to be a much bigger drop of health onto the enemy. The health penalty from the pet skill is a big deal. So seeing that in the report is actually really cool and very encouraging. Oh, I'm glad that I was able to show that to you. Okay, now I promised you some additional sort of detailed pet info, and this info was posted in my Discord server, linked in the description, courtesy of Chuckles. So let's go get a look at that. All right, so we're going to start with the cave hyena. The value of this diagram is it tells you everything you need to get the upgrades and also lets you know exactly what they are. But you're going to need 28,875 pet food, obviously a lot, to get to level 50, and 74 pet crates, theoretically, to get all the other stuff that you need to get to that level. So like I said, this was a top priority. And I originally thought that this was a better priority, but Skillet kind of set me straight that you want that building speed, and I agree with that. The Arctic Wolf over here, you can see can go all the way to level 60. So it can get to higher level. You need more pet food to do that, and you get an upwards of 60 stamina. Nice little recovery. The Muskox, we talked about how you gather a resource node, and you can do it more frequently the higher level you take this thing. This also can go to level 60, but now the Tapir can go to level 70. So you can go a good bit further with this pet. You see the materials you're going to need here have gone up from 83,000, that next 10 levels, 188,000, almost 189,000 pet food. GG's. Okay. Gets up there. And then the Titan Roc over here, boom, 188,000 as well, level 70 max. Now, a part of what I wanted to do was show kind of like what pets you get next. So we can get a look here at the giant elk. What does this do for us? What is the skill? Guided by its mystical intuition, it'll unearth a lost item in the tundra. Chat, you're going to have to help me out. Wait, actually, what is the lost item? Let me know down below in the comments. And then, I mean, I would assume it's like hero gear? Question mark? I don't know. I'm very intrigued now. Unearth an item lost on the tundra. And then the snow leopard is a combat pet. Known for its speed, the snow leopard increases march speed by an upwards of 30% and reduces enemy troops' lethality by 5% for 2 hours. That to me feels like a pretty powerful boost. By the way, this can go all the way up to level 80 at the sort of purple tier of pet here. And you're looking at 360,000 pet food, GG, to get to that. My God. Let me show you the timeline for when all this stuff unlocks. So this is an approximate timeline, but about 53 days in, you got your first pets. About 91 days in, you get your next pets. I think for us, we honestly had the pet 2 round before we had KOI show up. So maybe it was on the calendar, but like it hadn't actually happened yet. We got the pets very quickly, I felt. And then we're going to get Gen 3 before we get pet round 3, which includes, as I showed you, the giant elk and the snow leopard. Okay. And then after that, you're looking at a solid additional 60 days. So the time difference between sort of pet round 1 and pet round 2, it's saying that it's like, you know, less than 40 days. I feel like it was like 20 days. Like, I feel like it was so fast. Call me crazy. It was so fast for us, I feel. But then to the next round, to pet 3 is about 50 days. All right. And then after that, it's about 60 days to the snow ape and the cave lion. So there certainly could be some value to planning for the giant tapir to show up and being ready to dump a bunch of stuff into it so you can immediately start getting more pet food every day. Because it doesn't seem like much, but you know, every day you're getting more pet food, kind of adds up and adds up and adds up. All right. So again, among these pets, cave hyena is my number 1. The tapir is my number 2. And then from there, probably wolf, roc, and ox. Depending on how resource constrained you are. Let's jump back in game. Now, if I understand correctly, the most important thing to be saving for the sort of SVS prep stage is going to be your refinement materials over here. But you let me know down below in the comments if that's true or not. I believe that it is. And so I'm holding on to them. But consider subscribing because SVS is just around the corner. And when that happens, man, you know I'm going to be making a bunch of videos talking about SVS prep and SVS. I'm really hyped for all of it. It looks like I've maxed out my flint earlier than I needed to. So I think we're going to get one probably last flint wheel coming up. And I'm just not going to spin it because I don't need to spin flint. Unless you guys are going to tell me that I should just spin and spend my gems anyways, even though I haven't maxed in order to exchange later on in the exchange for excess. Let me know what to do down below in the comments, okay? In the meantime, the game plan is to hoard for SVS. GG's. You enjoyed the vid? Throw a like on here, subscribe. If you want to see the first pet vid I had, talking about the very first pets that we got, I'll have card in the end screen for that. And until next time, you have fun smashing your enemies. Take care, everybody.